Right now, the United States Navy holds an invisible noose around China's neck. If a war breaks out tomorrow, America doesn't need to drop a single bomb. All they have to do is block one narrow strip of water, and the entire Chinese economy will collapse in weeks. But beneath the radar, Beijing has just launched a $90 billion secret escape plan. Let's uncover the full mystery. Imagine a tiny, narrow strip of water, just 1.7 miles wide at its narrowest point. This is the Strait of Malacca, a crucial choke point connecting the Indian Ocean to the Pacific. To the untrained eye, it's just a busy shipping lane. But inside the walls of the Pentagon and the Central Military Commission in Beijing, this passage is viewed as the ultimate geopolitical weapon. This single body of water controls the destiny of the world's second largest economy, China. Every single day, over 15 million barrels of oil pass through this narrow corridor, heading straight to Chinese ports. This oil fuels China's massive factories, powers its megacities, and keeps its military machine running. In total, nearly 80% of China's energy imports must pass through this exact location. But here is the terrifying reality for Beijing. China does not control the Strait of Malacca. America does. The United States Navy has permanent bases surrounding this passage, holding an invisible noose around China's neck. Back in 2003, former Chinese President Hu Jintao officially recognized this extreme vulnerability and coined a phrase that would haunt Chinese strategists for decades: the Malacca Dilemma. The premise was simple, yet terrifying. If a conflict ever breaks out between Washington and Beijing, perhaps over Taiwan or the South China Sea, the U.S. military doesn't need to drop a single bomb on mainland China. All the United States Navy has to do is park its massive aircraft carriers right at the mouth of the Strait of Malacca and block all incoming commercial traffic. Within just a few weeks, China's energy reserves would completely dry up. Blackouts would instantly paralyze major cities like Shanghai and Shenzhen. Factories would grind to a halt, millions would lose their jobs, and the entire Chinese economy would collapse from total starvation. This is not a fictional movie plot. It is a calculated, real-world military strategy that America has kept ready for decades. China was trapped, and they knew it. For years, Chinese engineers and military planners desperately searched for a way out of this deadly American trap. And then, their eyes fell upon a specific, narrow strip of land in southern Thailand, known as the Kra Isthmus. Looking closely at the map, an audacious, multi-billion-dollar idea emerged. What if China could convince Thailand to let them dig a massive, artificial canal right through this land? This proposed waterway, called the Kra Canal, would stretch for 81 miles, connecting the Andaman Sea directly to the Gulf of Thailand. If completed, this project would change global maritime history forever. Chinese oil tankers coming from the Middle East would no longer have to travel an extra 700 miles south towards Singapore and the dangerous Malacca Strait. Instead, they could simply cut straight through Thailand, bypassing America's naval blockade entirely. It was the ultimate real-world escape route. But executing this plan meant playing a dangerous, highly confidential game of chess right under the nose of Washington. To make this dream a reality, Beijing had to operate with extreme caution. Under the massive umbrella of the Belt and Road Initiative, Chinese state-owned enterprises began pouring billions of dollars into Thailand's infrastructure. They funded high-speed railways, port expansions, and industrial zones, slowly building deep economic ties with Thai politicians and influential military generals. Officially, the Kra Canal was rarely mentioned in public press releases to avoid raising immediate red flags in Washington. Instead, a powerful pro-China lobby group called the Thai Chinese Culture and Economy Association silently pushed the agenda forward behind closed doors. They presented detailed feasibility studies to the Thai government, promising that the canal would generate billions in transit fees, transform Thailand into the ultimate maritime hub of Asia, and lift millions out of poverty. By 2015, a preliminary memorandum of understanding was quietly signed between Chinese and Thai business consortiums, moving the decades-old dream dangerously close to actual execution. However, a project of this magnitude could never stay completely hidden from global intelligence agencies. As soon as satellite imagery and leaked documents revealed the scale of China's ambitions in southern Thailand, the United States government immediately went on high alert. Washington realized that if the Kra Canal was successfully constructed, it would completely destroy America's naval leverage in the Indo-Pacific region. The U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet, based in Japan and Singapore, would lose its ability to effectively choke off China's economy during a crisis. To counter this threat, American diplomats and intelligence officers began applying massive, quiet pressure on the Thai government. Washington subtly reminded Bangkok of their long-standing status as a major non-NATO ally, and hinted that allowing a massive Chinese military-adjacent project on Thai soil could severely damage political and economic relations with the West. The Pentagon also raised serious concerns that China would eventually use its economic dominance to demand exclusive military access to the new canal. This intense geopolitical pressure created a massive internal dilemma for Thailand's leadership. The Thai government found itself caught directly in the crossfire of a dangerous Cold War between two global superpowers. On one hand, China was offering immense wealth, modern infrastructure, and long-term economic dominance. On the other hand, America represented security, deep military partnerships, and Western market access. But as Thai engineers analyzed the canal route deeper, they discovered a terrifying domestic security threat that had nothing to do with Washington or Beijing. Southern Thailand had been battling a violent, low-intensity separatist insurgency in its Muslim-majority provinces for decades. Building a massive, deep-water canal right through the Kra Isthmus would physically cut the country into two distinct geographic pieces. Thai military strategists deeply feared that this physical barrier would symbolically and logistically isolate the troubled southern region, acting as a permanent border that could fuel the separatist movement and permanently tear the nation apart. Recognizing that the massive canal project was hitting a political wall due to internal security fears and American pressure, China quickly adapted its strategy. Beijing realized that a physical waterway was not the only way to bypass the Malacca Strait. By late 2020, a new, highly ambitious alternative began taking shape in deep policy discussions between Beijing and Bangkok. Instead of digging up the earth to create a canal, they proposed a massive $90 billion project known as the Thai Landbridge. The concept was brilliant in its simplicity and designed to bypass the physical separation of Thailand. The plan involved building two deep seaports on opposite sides of the Kra Isthmus, one facing the Indian Ocean at Ranong and the other facing the Pacific at Chumphon. These two ultra-modern ports would then be connected by a 90-kilometer network of high-speed railways, multi-lane automated expressways, and underground energy pipelines, creating a high-speed transit corridor directly across the land. This land bridge strategy allowed China to continue its mission, while giving the Thai government a perfect political shield against Western criticism. Officially, Thailand could claim they were simply upgrading domestic transport infrastructure, rather than allowing a foreign superpower to alter global geography. When cargo ships from the Middle East arrived at the western port, their shipping containers and oil would be rapidly unloaded, transferred across the narrow land strip via automated trains and pipelines, and reloaded onto waiting Chinese vessels on the eastern side. This sophisticated land-based bypass would still save shipping companies several days of travel time and thousands of dollars in fuel costs compared to sailing all the way south through Singapore. For Beijing, the most critical aspect was that these pipelines and railways would be heavily insulated from any naval blockade. Even if the United States Navy completely sealed off the entire Malacca Strait, China's vital energy supply would keep flowing smoothly across Thai soil. However, Washington was quick to see through this clever structural pivot. American intelligence analysts pointed out that while a land bridge is less efficient for moving millions of tons of cargo than an open water canal, its strategic military value to China remained dangerously high. The United States intensified its diplomatic counteroffensive by offering alternative Western investments and strengthening economic ties with Southeast Asian nations. Meanwhile, internal resistance within Thailand began to surge once again. Environmental groups warned that constructing two massive industrial ports would permanently destroy pristine marine ecosystems and devastate local tourism, which is a vital pillar of the Thai economy. Local communities also fiercely protested against the forced acquisition of their ancestral lands for the massive highway and rail corridors. The Thai parliament became deeply divided, with opposition politicians openly questioning whether the country was willingly walking into a massive Chinese debt trap that would ultimately compromise their hard-won national sovereignty. As the political climate in Bangkok grew increasingly volatile, China decided to push its chips even further into the surrounding regions to completely secure its survival. Beijing understood that relying entirely on Thailand was a massive gamble, so they quietly executed a parallel masterpiece of geopolitical engineering further west, known as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC. By investing over $60 billion, Chinese state-owned companies transformed a sleepy Pakistani fishing village named Gwadar into a massive deep-water port on the Arabian Sea. This port was then linked directly to western China through thousands of miles of highways, railways, and pipelines cutting straight through the rugged Karakoram Mountains. Simultaneously, China secured a 99-year lease on the Hambantota port in Sri Lanka and began developing deep-sea facilities in Myanmar. By spreading its infrastructure footprint across multiple nations, China was effectively constructing a massive network of alternative routes, ensuring that even if one path failed, the American noose would never be able to tighten. This grand strategy of building ports, pipelines, and corridors across Asia and Africa is known globally as the String of Pearls. To the rest of the world, Beijing consistently markets these mega projects as purely commercial ventures designed to promote global trade and shared economic prosperity. However, the United States military and its global allies see a far more calculated and dangerous long-term objective hidden beneath the commercial contracts. Western naval intelligence reports have repeatedly warned that every single one of these commercial ports is engineered to be dual use, meaning they can be rapidly converted into fully functional naval bases. In times of peace, they serve cargo ships and oil tankers, but in the event of a global war, they will instantly turn into resupply stations and safe havens for China's rapidly expanding navy. By embedding its presence into the critical maritime geography of the Indian Ocean, China is systematically eroding America's absolute dominance over the world's oceans, turning a defensive escape plan into an offensive encirclement. Today, the quiet war for the Kra Isthmus and the global shipping lanes remains one of the most volatile and heavily monitored chess matches on Earth. The Thai government continues to delay a final absolute decision on the $90 billion land bridge, skillfully balancing on a tightrope between Washington's immense security pressure and Beijing's overwhelming economic gravity. What began decades ago as a simple geographic vulnerability, the Malacca Dilemma, has forced China to reshape the physical features of continents, build islands from sand, and spend hundreds of billions of dollars to guarantee its future survival. This real-world conflict proves that modern global supremacy is no longer fought just with bombs and traditional warfare, but through concrete, pipelines, and mega-projects hidden in plain sight. As both superpowers continue to counter each other's moves beneath the surface of global diplomacy, the question remains: will America successfully maintain its deadly choke point, or will China's relentless engineering feats permanently break the Western grip on global power forever? If you want to understand the hidden forces shaping our world before everyone else, hit that subscribe button and join us for the next map. Thanks for watching.